Welcome to the Rime Buddhist Center's Dharma Talk podcast, Achieving Peace Through Compassion. This podcast is a recording of the Dharma Talks given during our Sunday service.
Well, lately I have been thinking a lot about refuge. Refuge. What does that mean? It's an interesting word, refuge. Well, we need refuge when we are in trouble, right? When we are in a storm, in the midst of a storm, when the waves are rising, when we are feeling unmoored, we need shelter. We need a safe harbor. We need help. And I think that refuge is the recognition of this. The recognition that we need help, that we need safety. It's admitting that I cannot stand alone. I'm not going to make it on my own. That is what refuge means to me. We try to find refuge in so many things, right? We all do. We seek refuge in the supposed security of money, of power, relationships, all manner of distractions in our search for refuge. We go to all of those things. But Buddhism offers a very different kind of refuge. Our refuge is offered in the three jewels, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. That is what we talk about in this context when we say refuge, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. So we take refuge or go for refuge in the Buddha. And when we say that, we don't mean only the historical Buddha, Sakyamuni Buddha. Certainly, we begin with the Buddha. But it's not only the man who lived and awakened in India roughly 2,500 years ago. To take refuge in the Buddha is to trust awakening itself. It's to trust that wisdom is possible, that compassion is possible. We meet Buddhas every day in our lives. I see a room full of them today. Teachers, mentors, friends, even strangers, even ourselves. So refuge in the Buddha is also refuge in Buddha nature, in our own Buddha nature, and the Buddha nature of those around us. We take refuge in the Dharma, not the Dharma of vibes, not the Dharma of memes and bumper stickers, not the Dharma of nice sounding quotes. The Dharma we take refuge in is timeless. It has been studied, tested, practiced, preserved for millennia. It is rigorous. It is profound, and it points us toward truth, impermanence, suffering, liberation. We take refuge in the Dharma because it guides us when everything else fails. The Dharma is a light on our path. And we take refuge in the Sangha, right? This path is not meant to be walked alone. This is not a path of solitary seekers. It can't be walked alone. We need one another. The Buddha himself, after enlightenment, did not remain alone. He went back to his community, to his people, and he stayed there. He lived with them. He practiced with them. He taught them until his death. This is not a solitary path. We are social beings. We are social animals. We need one another. We need solitude, yes, but we also need community. And so refuge in the Sangha is really trust in interdependence. It's to live into that truth of interdependence. I support you, you support me. I am because you are, and you are because I am. But what does refuge feel like in real life? For me, there are so many times that I look for meaning and hear only silence. We seek meaning in a universe that offers none. I ask why, no answer comes. Life feels emptiness, feels empty, as if nothing matters. And this doesn't happen just once, right? It returns again and again. And when it does, I need refuge. I need refuge. Not an explanation, not a cosmic answer, but a way to live in the middle of it. The storm is not going to stop, so we need refuge. The Buddha did not deny this silence. He named it. suffering, dukkha, uncertainty, change. And he showed a path, a way to live without despair. That's what refuge means to me. It keeps me from meaninglessness. I want to say that again. It keeps me from meaninglessness. It reminds me that I can choose clarity, that I can choose compassion, that I can choose purpose, that I can make meaning. I take refuge in the Buddha who awakened, in the Dharma which guides, and in the Sangha who walk with me. And I have to take this refuge daily. Sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. Not just once, not just on Sundays. Every day we return again and again. Because refuge does not erase the questions. Refuge does not offer easy solutions. It steadies us so that we can live with the questions, so that we can face them, and sometimes even find joy in them. Every Sunday morning, we come together and we chant these words. In the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, I go for refuge. In the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, I go for refuge. Sometimes on Wednesdays too, right? In the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, I go for refuge. Week after week. And because we repeat these words so often, it is easy to forget what they mean. So say it with me very slowly. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge. Sometimes we say them without heart. It's okay. We're human. Sometimes we say them like robots, right? Rote repetition. But refuge is not a nice idea. Refuge is not a merit badge. It's not a box to check. Refuge is about survival. Survival. To go for refuge is to be a refugee. You cannot go for refuge or seek refuge unless you are a refugee. And I don't think it needs to be said, but I'll say it anyway. Being a refugee is not easy. It is desperate. It is literally life and death. And we are so privileged. We are so fortunate. Most of us are not political refugees. We are not fleeing war or persecution. And that privilege makes it even more important that we not take the word refuge lightly. When we say that we are taking refuge, we need to really understand what we're saying and what that means. Because we are spiritual refugees. We are spiritual refugees. We seek safety from samsara, from cyclic existence, from the cycle of suffering. That's what we're seeking refuge from restlessness, from grief, from dissatisfaction, from suffering. And we have found a true refuge. We're so fortunate. The Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. So when we chant these words, when we say these words, let us remember, this is not rote. This is not habit. This is not empty sound. This is survival. It is trust. It is the deepest recognition of our condition and the greatest gift that we can receive. We are so fortunate. Fortunate beyond words. We have found this precious human existence that allows us to find the Dharma, to find Sangha, to follow the teachings of the Buddha. We are fortunate beyond words to take refuge, to find safety, and to awaken together. May all beings benefit.
Thank you for listening to the Rime Buddhist Center's Dharma Talk podcast. Music was provided by Barefoot Bran Music. Please consider supporting the Rime Buddhist Center by making a donation at our website at www.rimecenter.org/donate.